As if the rift's not hair-raising enough? Something about those soldiers up ahead's got my spine tingling. There she is. Providence. I'd have sacrificed pay to build a ship like that back on Triangle.
Everything's broken here. Wires, twisted, landing pad, dirty. Oh.
This place is a nightmare beyond the most fevered delusion. And those soldiers, they do not look right. The consul stands at the controls of the Sovereign's own flagship. How my blood boils.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Twisted, landing pad.
Be on guard. This explains a lot, actually.
Never moseyed up here last go around. Poor kid. Now's not really the time for a chat. I'll see what... This station's a never-ending mess. Good thing we've got our own rift modulator to help us navigate.
Armor may be rated for temperatures in the thousands, but I find even most blankets too stifling. Let us find an alternate route. Your vitals look grim, Commander.
Thought my plasma shower days are behind me when I left Triangle.
Unleash my might upon them!
Sustain the system.
None shall stand against us! I shall reduce them to a flurry!
Give the order, and I'll take care of it, Commander. That sounds like Helen? No. No, it couldn't be.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Helen? It's me, Niles.
Wait, Rookie? Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. So it is you. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame.
Oh, Helen.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion.
She was alive when the rift engulfed the station. That's how she's here now. We could have saved her, Commander.
Wait. There was something else. Don't tell me the situation got too fluid for you, DeVries. That it?
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been.
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true.
This is not the time. Can't you see she's...
No. Shut up, DeVries. Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything.
That is a brazen oversimplification of what happened. I didn't want you involved. I was only... It's the Protectorate who deserve your ire. They are the cause of...
So I'm not really alone. And you tell me, DeVries, how can I trust any of this? It doesn't make sense.
What are you doing?
I do want it, but I don't trust it. Or you.
Easy, Helen. This ain't a trick. I promise you. Commander's just lost the plot. You know how it goes.
Pascal, stand down.
No.
All you had to do was stay out of my
Down, but at least she's not suffering any longer. And she got retribution before the end, too. Suppose that's something. Wish we could have talked her down, but at least she's not suffering any longer.
At least in the end, she was able to slay the one who wrought all this. Justice, long overdue. Justice, nonetheless. much too close for safety. Rover is convinced. I do not like what this might imply.
Destroyed once, and we shall destroy them again.
The rift. Is that plasma wrapped up in it? I wouldn't recommend getting close. Have it come this far just to give up. Let's look around. Gotta be some way to deal with this.
This is Scientist Burn.
Suppose this is a bad time to mention I barely passed my high-intensity arithmetic course at the academy?
The Sovereign's office. Guess money and power can't buy taste. Well, ain't that convenient? First nice thing the Sovereign's done for us.
Let us return to the Rift Terminal so we might continue on our way.
Taking credit for someone else's genius? Can't say I'm surprised.
Another obstacle on our path overcome. Good work.
These readings. This isn't congruent with our observations.
Toss and move.
We should get up to the Providence Quick Light and find that rift modulator.
Hostile there.
To battle! I shall not stay your execution.
undetected.
We'd best unseal the hangar to continue our ingress.
Attention, crew deck. Intruder alert. Be vigilant.
Take the heat off, Commander. Just stay with me.
I am loath to admit I require medical assistance.
Target's taken lead.
Got to get to that module. Deck 2, wasn't it?
Veritable motion.
They ignited unit in action.
Seeking to determine origin and/or cause. Focusing sensors.
I would vote in favor of fighting our way to the console, but if you do not, you should either locate an access card or keep away from our foes.
If we choose to keep from arbitrating the local scientists, they need to gather information on where the console
Let me know when you need a distraction.
But such is the risk of aligning with a traitor. We best search the body. Perhaps he has something that will avail us of access to the rift modulator.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Electrical dampers failing.
Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist, Esteemed Council. After much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station, the modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the end, we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of loop that included extensive notes and annotations appended to the
This can't be right. If skip drawers are causing the rifts, why are they showing up past the frontiers of known space?
Our work here is not done. We must confront the console before anything can come to fruition regarding these schematics or the rift modulator. We stand at the precipice of our goal.
This guy's a politician, which means you might be able to...
The consul has a tongue more venomous than any serpent. But if he could be made to realize the error of his ways, perhaps he might attempt to right his many wrongs.
Shit. I really ought to have had...
I see little cause to delay, but an arbiter is...
Protector Esmond. Very punctual, good. Don't take a seat, this will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting ideas.
You've come quite close enough. Sentinels, if you would.
Throw as many of your lackeys into the grinder as you wish. You will answer for your crimes if I must part a sea of bodies to do so.
So passionately delivered, and yet so utterly incorrect. What you are witnessing is my saving of Arcadia, and ridding it permanently of trespassers like you. You are less a guest and more of an invasive species. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other, you are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Mind you, I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously tampered with our... When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought, but now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. For all your bluster, tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your...
The Protectorate was responsible for expanding the rift? Law. I'd ask why, but I can already guess.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble, and I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. It's only a crime in your estimation. When one clinches a decisive victory, who among the living would dare come? Using the very rift modulator on this ship, we will destroy Arcadia and edit the information stored within the resulting rift. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose. When the Matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant, our Matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future, one free of doubt and greed. I've found when most people haven't a leg to stand on, they fall back into performative insouciance in an attempt to redirect the conversation. Listen closely. This is the work of the Grand... Since you took your times, that alone should tell you that we don't make our own circumstances. It seems they were made, but without this discovery, we may never have realized the power we now possess with the rifts. Yes, the great architect works. I'm unconcerned with the flesh. And anyway, it'll take more than that weapon of yours. As fascinating as your pseudo-intellectual musings have been to witness, I've reached my limit.
To battle!
I'm armed.
If these readings are right, the rift's about to destabilize completely. This modulator ain't gonna do from this distance. Someone will have to fly it in close. Real close.
What is this? Do we simply each say, "Not I," until no one is left? We've accomplished much together. I'll not see it brought to an end by the Consul's posthumous scheming. The Protectorate must survive if I am to reform it. Yet I must survive if I am to reform the Protectorate. I regret this must be so, but I shall use my life to the fullest. Rest assured, we're running out of time. Linger too long and this decision may be made for us.
Can't say I'm eager to throw my life away after I've finally just gotten it together. But if you ask me to do this, I won't balk. I'm ready to do whatever's necessary to protect you and the rest of the crew. I'm not starting to cut it close here. What's the plan, Commander?
You cannot be serious. The situation is most dire. But refusing to act here will spell the end of everything.
After everything, that's your big takeaway. Unbelievable.
In the end, the commander chose not to choose. Thus, the rift destroyed the colony, killing everyone in Arcadia, followed shortly by everyone everywhere, as rift destabilizations rippled across the galaxy. In conclusion, the end.
So, you launched the Vox station in...
This is hardly my area of expertise.
You, in the serials, this is usually the point when someone heroically can't say but. If you ask me to do that, well, when you put it that...
If you are truly set in this path, I shall miss you.
Maybe wait until I'm out of earshot before you start the auction, huh? Guess this is goodbye then, Commander. Be sure those schematics end up in the right hands. And if you see Zeb again, tell him... Ha.
In the end, Niles chose to sacrifice himself to save the galaxy. In doing so, he assured his place in history as one of the Earth Directorate's finest. He became the subject of a tear-jerking biopic starring an overpaid heartthrob, inspiring a brief surge in Directorate recruitment. Vigilant Hogarth was declared a traitor to the Protectorate, along with most other Westport townsfolk. They were judged according to the paradigm, then sentenced to be executed until dead, forever tied to the city they could not protect. Zebulon Tran received word of Niles' sacrifice. As a way of honoring his friend, he joined the Earth Directorate. Zebulon Tran received word of Niall's sacrifice. As a way of honoring his friend, he joined the Earth Directorate and worked to reform it from within, so it might never again bargain with authoritarian governments. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Augustine de Vries was killed on the reconstituted Horizon Point Station. A fitting end, considering her actions. De Vries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the Star Agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Following the rigors of the extensive mission in Arcadia, Val began to malfunction in peculiar ways, talking to herself, hovering inches from the floor, threatening major appliances. Without her caretaker, Niles, around to provide diagnostics and routine maintenance, Val floated off one day and never returned. After leaving the commander's crew, Inez became racked with guilt for never following up on the plea from her friend Ortiz. She tracked down the grafting lab too late. Everyone there was long dead. Disillusioned, Inez quit Auntie's choice and became listless, unsure what to do with her life. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. With Virgil dead, Tristan became the supreme arbiter. But the Protectorate's contradictory laws proved difficult to untangle alone. Tristan was unable to evoke consistent change, and Protectorate society languished. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment, in a placid and compliant state. All parties felt it would be best to leave him in the hands of the remaining Protectorate, who had the most experience with refreshment's process and victims. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. The Earth Directorate's leaked agreement with the Protectorate did little to blunt the agency's mission or reach, especially with Skipcore technology released to the public domain. With unlimited sources for their drives, the Earth Directorate expanded their authority across the galaxy. The release of the skip drive schematics to the public domain resulted in new and exciting opportunities for independent manufacturers. However, unchecked use of the drives would ultimately lead to an even greater proliferation of rifts, once again imperiling the galaxy. It was once again up to the Earth Directorate to swoop in and save the day, stamping out rifts as soon as they flared into existence. Eventually, and in textbook fashion, they solved this second rift crisis, but not before much damage had been done. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product.
So, you launched the Vox station into space. That probably took slightly more effort than dropping it on a town and killing a bunch of people.